What if time travel was possible? Welcome to MindNest, your home for deep reflection and thoughtful curiosity. Today, we explore a question that has fascinated scientists, dreamers, and storytellers alike. What if time travel was possible? What would it mean for our understanding of reality, for our ethics, and for our place in the cosmos? Chapter 1. The Nature of Time. To talk about time travel, we must first understand time itself. Time is not just the ticking of a clock or the passage of seconds. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time is relative. It can stretch and compress depending on speed and gravity. Time, as strange as it sounds, is part of the fabric of the universe, woven together with space in what we call space-time. For example, someone near a black hole experiences time more slowly than someone far from it. This means, in a sense, we already have the ingredients for time travel, just not in the sci-fi way we often imagine. Chapter 2. Traveling to the Future. Time travel to the future isn't just possible in theory, it's already proven. Astronauts on the International Space Station age slightly slower than people on Earth due to both their velocity and lower gravity. This difference is minuscule, but it proves the principle. If we could travel close to the speed of light, time would slow down drastically. Imagine boarding a ship, accelerating to near light speed, and returning to Earth after a few years, only to find that decades or centuries have passed. In that way, the future becomes reachable. The real challenge lies in returning to the past. Chapter 3. Can we visit the past? Traveling to the past is where science begins to blur with imagination. One of the most discussed theories involves wormholes, shortcuts through space-time. If one end of a wormhole is accelerated to near light speed and brought back, it might act like a time machine. But wormholes, if they exist, would likely be unstable. They might collapse under the slightest disturbance. And even if we could stabilize one, the implications are staggering. Would history be changeable? Could we rewrite the past? This leads to the most mind-bending issue in time travel: paradoxes. Chapter 4. The Grandfather Paradox and Other Dilemmas. Suppose you travel back in time and prevent your grandparents from meeting. That means you would never be born, and therefore could never travel back in time. This is the infamous grandfather paradox. To resolve this, some theorists suggest the universe would prevent paradoxes. Maybe your actions in the past simply can't change certain events. Others argue that each time travel event might spawn an alternate timeline, allowing multiple realities to coexist. In one universe, you're born. In another, you're not. Every decision branches into countless possibilities. Chapter 5. Multiverse and Alternate Timelines. The multiverse theory suggests that all possible outcomes exist simultaneously in separate realities. If time travel were possible, each change might not alter your own timeline, but create a new one. This means you could travel to a version of the past where events differ, but you'd never affect your own timeline. It also opens the door to meeting different versions of yourself, alternate yous who made different choices. The implications are endless. Would we be explorers or invaders in these new realities? Would we have the right to interfere at all? Chapter 6. Ethical Implications of Time Travel. Time travel, if ever possible, wouldn't just be a technological marvel, it would be a moral dilemma. Should we intervene in tragic events, prevent wars, save lives? But history is complex. One change might lead to unintended consequences. The person you save might lead to new conflict. A war you prevent might lead to an even worse one. And who decides what's worth changing? Would governments regulate time travel? Could it be weaponized? These questions are as important as the science itself. Chapter 7. The Psychological Cost. Beyond the ethical implications lies something deeper, the psychological weight of time travel. If you could see every possible outcome, how would you live? Would the burden of knowledge crush your sense of choice? Would you constantly question your decisions, knowing alternate outcomes exist? Or would you become detached, lost in infinite possibilities, never rooted in a single reality? And what of nostalgia and regret? If you could return to a moment you missed, would it bring peace or only deepen the longing for what can never truly be relived? Chapter 8. Practical Possibilities and Final Barriers. Time travel remains a distant dream. Though equations suggest it's theoretically possible, reality resists. We lack the energy, materials, and understanding to manipulate space-time on such a grand scale. Some hope lies in quantum mechanics, where particles seem to defy classical notions of time. In quantum experiments, information might even travel backward in time on a microscopic level. If we ever harness this, it might open the first door. Still, that door remains mostly closed, and yet time travel continues to inspire. Conclusion: why we dream of time. So why does time travel captivate us? Because it's not just about machines or physics, it's about meaning. It's about second chances, understanding our past, and peering into our future. It reflects our deepest desires, to undo mistakes, to hold on to loved ones, to see what lies ahead. Time travel is the ultimate wish, to control something we all experience but none of us can escape. Whether or not it ever becomes reality, time travel teaches us to value the present, to understand the past, and to imagine the future. Chapter 9. Time Travel in Culture and Myth. Before modern physics imagined bending space-time, ancient myths and stories explored time in mysterious ways. From Hindu and Buddhist concepts of time cycles, to Norse tales of fates and destinies, to indigenous legends where time flows in circles, humans have always sensed that time might not be as rigid as it seems. In literature and film, time travel has become a canvas for our greatest hopes and fears. H.G. Wells gave us the first time machine. Back to the Future made it fun and paradoxical. Interstellar showed time bending through gravity. Each story reflects our desire to control, correct, or understand the flow of life. These tales aren't just fiction. They're cultural thought experiments, testing what it means to be human. They show us that time travel isn't just a scientific curiosity. It's a mirror to our longing, our guilt, our wonder. In the end, our stories may be the closest thing to time travel we have. They preserve the past, imagine the future, and give us new ways to live the present. Thank you for joining MindNest. If this journey sparked your imagination, subscribe for more explorations into the unknown. Until next time, stay curious and keep wondering.